Hello, welcome back to my channel. We're at the point where it can play by itself, but it doesn't tell you when you won, or it doesn't tell you where the moves are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the methods in the first original thing that we built. I'm going to do one piece of optimize. Well, it's not even going to save much time, but this here, imagine the top of the board. What if I set that to 4 and I'll reset it, what if I get it to make a couple of moves until it draws? Now, if I want to see if there's any moves left here, what this is doing is it's searching along the top row, then it's searching here, then it's searching here, and really, you only have to search them, there. You haven't got to search these ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take playboard out and replace it with, I think it's this one here, board width. So it's only got to look up to the board width. So I'll put that there. I'm going to take the playboard out. And in fact, I'm going to replace the playboard with that. So for me to tell if the board is empty, if I can make a move on the board, I don't need to go all the way across and all the way down. I only have to look at the top row. Okay. And another thing is this get computer move thing. We have to add that because what it is, we need to know if the game's a draw. So we call it empty and we set it to that. So that extra object's going to get returned now. So if I test it out, empty, that's 1. Pardon me. Can you see empty? Empty is 1. Can you see empty's gone to 0 now? So that will tell you that when the board is full. Okay. So what I'm going to now do is I'm going to concentrate on winning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the force move. So in this force move we got before I do anything, I'm going to change this. I'm just going to call this move. Okay. So what we need to do here is, after here, okay, this console log move. Let's put console log move here. We've got to do an if statement. But before I do the if statement, let's take this start game out. Let's just put it there. First, let's go back. Let's step back a bit. Okay, I forgot to say one thing. If I push through a game, like this game, yellow's gonna win. And can you see the evaluation turns to 100? Whereas before, the evaluation is always 0. So that's what we need to check for to see if there's a win. We need to check the evaluation. So we do it in here. So we got the move here, and this is where we have to check. Now we're going to check for a win first, because somebody might win on the last move, and we want that to count as a win. We don't want that to count as a draw. So we're gonna, if we check for a draw first, it's gonna see there's no moves left, and it's just gonna say it's a draw. So we have to check for a win. So if move dot so if the evaluation is not equal to 0, that means someone has won. So what we're going to do is we're going to call a function called this dot underscore winner, and we're going to pass the side in. Okay, that's all we're going to do. And then we're going to do an else if move dot, this is a draw situation, 0. We're going to run a function called this dot underscore draw. Okay, and if else, we're going to flip the side. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so let me just take these 2 lines out. In fact, let me just bring them back. That start game will have to move to somewhere else. So we need to see the move. So we do start game. That's gonna show us the move. I'll just type this again. So we need to see what information was brought back. So we do that. Okay, so this should cover it. So let me have a look. So that gets the move. It does start game so that we can see the move on the board. And then it checks. If the valuation is not equal to 0, then it just knows that someone's won. Else, if move empty equals 0, then it knows that it's a draw. Else, it will just flip the side. So that means it will be the other person to move. And what I'm going to also put in this is, yeah, I'll leave it as this at the moment. I'll just go through this. But before I do that, let me just create obviously this game he's going to win. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a winner function there, just so that we can see a win. So I'm going to now create a winner function. I'll just create it here, underscore dot, and it takes it aside. Okay, I don't know what I did that for, but anyway. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to copy and paste in a message, which is that let message equals this dot console. So it's going to have a message, and then it's going to console log the message. Okay, I'm going to also do the draw function. I'm going to give that another message. Okay, so what I'm going to now do is I'm going to run it. I just want to test it for the win, so I'm just going to play a game, see what happens when it wins. Does it do that? Red one, click reset to play again. However, can you see we can carry on? Okay, so that's not right. So it does tell us that we've won. However, it doesn't do anything to stop the game. So what we need to do is we need to be able to stop the game. So to do that, I'm going to add something to the state called game over. Because the reason why I've got to put it into the state is I want a message to come up. That message in here, I want it to come up here. So that state is going to control the message. So what I'm going to do is I have to go to the state. I have to create a new thing called game over. And I'll set it to false. Okay. And I also need something to store the message. So I'm gonna create something here. And I'm just gonna call it game over message. I'm gonna set it to an empty string. So that will be that's gonna be the message. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the state. So what I'm gonna now do is in the draw and the winner, I'm gonna add 2 lines, and it's gonna be the same. I think it's gonna be the same line. So after it wins, okay. So after it wins, it's gonna set the message, and then it's gonna do a render, set game over to true. It's gonna set that game over to true, and then when we set game over to true, I'm going to put a line in here saying that if you do a false move, all this is saying is if state game over is true, return. That means it will block it and you won't be able to do anything. And I also need to put one in here, I think. Right there. No, not there. Handle. In fact, I need to put one here. So I want to block all these keys. I might as well do that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one here. So I'm blocking that. I'm blocking the force. And I can leave everything else. So that will be enough. So I'm going to check. I'm going to do one more test with this just to check it. Let's just clear that and let's run through it. Red one, click reset to play again. And force, it's still doing that message, but it's not doing nothing. So let me go back to force. Okay, that's come from here. So let's just take that line out. Thing about them console logs when you need to test certain things. So I try to take them out. As soon as I put them in, I try and take them out, but sometimes they slip in. So let's test it now. Now somebody has won. It's locked that, so that doesn't work. I can still press the keys. So I've done something wrong. See what I've done wrong. Okay. Okay, it's the wrong place. That is for the config buttons. So that should be in fact here. Okay, so now let me just check that I can press these. I can press these buttons. Force move. When I win, you can't press them and they don't respond, but these do. So that's the kind of behavior I wanted. So that's done now. So all we have to do is get it to show the message up here. And I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to go to the vendor method, which is here. And I'm going to add one line in here and I'll explain what it does. So what it's doing is it's looking at this state over. If it's true, it's gonna give that the value of the message, which is it would be either red one or yellow one or draw. If game over isn't true, it's just going to be blank. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that, and we want it here. So I'm going to make a space and make it just go to the top there. So what we're going to get is when we win, it's going to lock the game up and it's going to show the message there. And it should also do when you draw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the win first and then I'm going to test the draw afterwards. Okay. So let's just clear that. So this is the win. See what happens when it wins. Okay, so that nothing can be done now. Force move doesn't work. You gotta just reset the game. Now I want to test it with a draw now, so I'm gonna set it to 4. I'm gonna set it to 4 in a line so that it can draw. Press reset. Okay, still locked. So what I need to do is I think the best way to do this is go to start game, because when it runs any of them functions, like here, it does start game, and then it runs these functions, puts the message on the board, and at this point the board's locked. When this finishes, it's locked. So instead of me putting a separate line somewhere, all I have to do is go to start game. Where that says board, I just have to add that in here, but set it to false. So let me just do that. If I do that, so when we do a reset, that will set it back to false, and then we'll be able to play again. So let me try that again. So that's 1. Everything's locked up. If I do that to 4, because I want to do 4, I want to do 4 now, and I want to make it draw to see if the other thing works. I press reset, and now it's unlocked. Can you see? So now it should draw now, because it's hard to make 4 in a line on this board. Now at this point, you should see that it's going to check on this one. Is there a win? The answer is going to be no. Is there any moves left? The answer is no. So it's going to say it must be a draw. And let me just check that it's locked up. Okay. So now the game is half playable. It's half playable because all I have to do now is put the human move in. So that's a win, and it stops the game, and that's what we want. And then you press reset. Let's make it 4 so that we can get a draw. So it's going to go there, go there, go there, go there. So remember, this is just a computer move. So if I'm playing the computer, if it makes a move last, it will say draw. If it makes a move last and it wins, it will say win. So we just have to test the human win. So if a human makes the move and wins, what would it do? Would it say human win? Okay. And if a human's won, so what it is, the human side, there may be a bit of logic. There may be a bit more logic than it seems, but the computer part, it's been tested. It seems to work, and I don't think there's much more code to add to the computer side. It's just the only thing left now is to do the human side. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Till next time, bye.